one of my favorite parts about this job, if not my favorite, is the people that I get to meet. And it's just like, it is so awesome because there's so many different people, different walks of
Oh yeah.
lives, experiences, careers. Like it is just so crazy how many different people we meet. And that's why like going back to the events, like it's so awesome getting to see people from different fitness levels, ages, backgrounds, get to compete, get together and like have one central goal of just like enjoying life, enjoying it together, celebrating healthy living and all of that. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Is there any other tools? Listen to that.
I know the sirens.
Yeah, every night. Is there any
one time? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. One time, because I have a friend that lives down a couple of buildings over. I was leaving. There was gunshots over at the apartment complex. Yeah. Like I didn't know it was that active up here.
Yeah, literally. Is there anything that are there any other sort of tools you have that are more identifiable as tools other than 75 hard?
Oh, I mean, sorry.
That's okay.
I mean, everyday like practical tools. Journaling has always been a thing that like
I think it's a very underestimated tool and underrated tool.
And it's surprising to me that it is that is the case because I feel like that's always been something I've talked about with people. And like when I played softball at Missouri Western, we worked with a sports psychologist I think it was off season. I can't remember. She was actually from Australia, which is actually pretty cool. She was a sports psychologist for the Aussie softball team.
Nice.
They played one summer at Mo West. But so we worked with the sports psychologist, and one of the things that we did was mind mapping. And mind mapping has been one of the things that just like stuck with me forever because it gave me a way to like loosely but still have structure write down my thoughts or like my plans or like things I want to focus on. So like, for example, I would mind map physical goals. Let's say it's build muscle, build fat. Or build muscle, lose weight.
Build muscle, build fat.
Let's say it's that.
Right.
And so I would like, okay, boom, 1 point is going to be my diet. Boom, 1 point's going to be my type of training. Boom, 1 point's going to be my sleep habits. So that's kind of like the concept of mind mapping. And it was just always a thing that I just used since. And I've liked it. Sometimes I'll do like my monthly mind map and like goals I want to accomplish.
Nice.
So I definitely am a huge advocate for that. And then I wouldn't say in terms of like tools, freaking calendar.
That's good though.
Looking at your month and planning stuff out. I think sometimes I overcomplicate what organization looks like, and I feel like I need to have like 7 million different journals for every type like mini like topic I have that I want to write about. But I mean, I think that is something that at least helps me out. I like the structure and like being able to like, okay, this is going to be Tiana and like my emotions are going to come out here. And this is going to be my weekly structure. And this is going to be my diet and nutrition and training or whatever it might be.
I think over preparedness and over organization is better than the opposite. So,
yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, I was going to say I have a bunch of journals where I have notes on the back of notes that don't relate at all because I needed space.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as you're able to read it, that's what matters.
Right.
You know?
Right. As long as my mind is able to map it.
I like that.
That's dope. Is there anything in there that you have that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, this is interesting. I was gonna say, who do we look up to, or like a mini Q&A between us.
Okay.
Wouldn't be bad.
Do you have any in particular you wanna?
I mean, shit. I look up to a lot of people. No, I don't know. I mean, I really do look up to a lot of people. Like,
does it have to be specific people that you know? How are you qualifying the people you look up to?
I mean, it could be however you want. I mean, it could be like
just people you look up to.
Yeah, people you look up to.
Okay.
You go first. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
You want to talk about maps and meaning and stuff? Jordan Peterson, somebody I look up to.
How come he didn't go to whenever his like little event whenever he came into town? I'm surprised you didn't.
I'm personally like, it would have been cool. Like, I wouldn't have mind going. If I had to think about somebody I know that I look up to, Justin.
No, yeah. He's very admirable. Cole does pretty cool stuff. Every time I think of wine, I think of him.
Nice. Yeah, and that's why I think you should also surround yourself with people that are worthy of looking up to.
Yeah, 100%.
Those two people I named are both my best friends.
Literally, like, one of our core values, which is also a core value on the back of your shirt, is build fun and positive relationships. And Adam Schaefer, who's one of our guys that does a lot of the media stuff, he reached out to me. Yes, shout out Adam. He reached out to me and asked me some questions. I thought it was pretty. Ooh, making out with your mic. Sorry for future guests. He asked me like, so, what is who is somebody that you look up to, or like, what is one of your favorite parts about this job? And one of my favorite parts about this job, if not my favorite, is the people that I get to meet. And it's just like, it is so awesome because there's so many different people, different walks of life, experiences, careers. Like, it is just so crazy how many different people we meet. And that's why, like, going back to the events, like, it's so awesome getting to see people from different fitness levels, ages, backgrounds, get to compete, get together and like have one central goal of just like enjoying life, enjoying it together, celebrating healthy living and all of that. And it's just a beautiful thing. And when it comes to like, people you look up to, do you know Coach Tyler? I don't know if you know Jessica Tyler.
I don't think so.
She worked at Northtown. I want to say her official role is like social worker, employee kind of.
I know faces.
Okay, well, I don't have my phone near me. But when I was in middle school, she was the first like coach that wanted me to play softball. So the first person outside of mom that wanted me to play softball when I got to high school. And she's a mother. She's a teacher. Like, she was a collegiate athlete. She played softball. And now she's just like a really cool, just like grown adult, a mother. She plays softball, like, co-ed.
Right.
She tries her best to be healthy, makes like good decisions. She's a great role model for her mom and the students and stuff. It's just like, those are the people who you want to surround yourself with.
Is that somebody you look up to?
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah. She reminds me of mom.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you also are blessed if you have parents in your life that can embody certain archetypes, especially optimal archetypes that make you a more efficient human.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most mentors, whether they're intentionally trying to be a mentor or not, they embody those archetypes in one way, shape, or form.
Yep. I'd agree. So, I mean, and I guess that's one of the things I wrote down, like, what's people's why? Like, what's your why? One of my whys.
What's your why?
I mean, for a long time, it was just like, being a light for people because I know what like being low in the darkness can be like and feel like. And I never want anybody to feel, like they're going through their dark times alone. And it's important to have people beside you, to get you closer to the other side where the grass is greener. And, having the perspective, I try really to ground myself in multiple realities theory that like, your reality is different from mine. And this is not to say that like the truth and living in truth is different from because that's not what I'm saying. Because you and I can still live in truth, but your reality is still different from my reality. Like both you and I both know what's real and what isn't real.
Right. There's a difference between objective truth and subjective experience. For
exactly.
Sure. Right.
Yes. And so that's where I'm at. And, for a long time, I was just like, I want to be a light. Especially for kids, I feel like a lot of my dark times come from a lot younger age and just younger experiences.
So are you saying you almost feel like you want to, or one of your whys, and probably still one of your whys, is wanting to be there as somebody who you wish you would have had at one point or another in your life?
Oh, yeah. Right. That's a good way to describe it for sure.
Because that's a big way on how I approach things. That's why
you do.
And I'll spend an extra hour with somebody. I'll spend extra training sessions. I'll give that extra effort because it's like, I could only imagine if someone would have done that for me, how far that could have gone.
Exactly. But I think also now, like, part of my why is like that little freaking baby. Like, oh my gosh.
Right.
We have a big family, but like we just never were really, we were just so far away from people that we never really like close and like did a whole lot of family stuff. Like we had family reunions, but like I want Max to be surrounded by his cousins, and I want to be able to like get to have family get-togethers and things like that. And then Taylor not just be down there by herself. Not saying that like it's a bad thing that she's around Gabe's family, but I want her to
It's better to have more family.
Right,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. Is it safe to say you're also trying to, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you also trying to be the best you for when you eventually have your own little baby?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
And this was a freaking huge light bulb moment that I had the other day. Because I've been kind of just like mentally off for the past like probably month. And seasonal changes, whatever it might be, burnt out, blah, blah, blah. But one of the realizations I had was, Tiana, listen, you can't even fathom to think about what it's like to be a mother if you can't even like really on a consistent basis take care of yourself. And it's just like, listen, at this point, yeah, you're gonna be the one that wipes your tears, whatever it is. Not saying I don't have people I can't rely on,
Right.
but at the end of the day, I'm going home to myself.
Right.
And that's the thing that a lot of people, I'm not the only one in it that is going through it. So it's just a matter of like pulling up my big girl pants and having the will and the strength to say, hey, everything's gonna be okay. Handle your shit. And so then whenever your kid comes home crying, you're not freaking gonna break down and be like, I don't know how to take care of this. You're able to be like guide them and lead them and teach them.
That's good.
And that's part of like being a leader for other human beings. It doesn't matter if it's your child or not. Like,
right. That's the ultimate leadership role.
Exactly. Exactly. So
that's awesome.
So yeah.
Well, there's my question.
Well, what's your why? Now you have to answer it.
Oh, so that's how we're playing this question game. Is I
came up with the first question of who's your role model, and we both answered.
Okay, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Logic prevails. I like that.
Try my best.
Nice. Yeah, I would say my why parallels similarly to yours. A lot of what I do is so people know that they have somebody in their circle similar to how I wish I would have had someone in my circle to be there the way I am now there for other people.
Right.
Yeah, so that as a why is foundationally, I think, the most apparent. But in my endeavors as a future parent, that's also a reason why I try to be my best self, is so I can be a man who is worthy of not only being a father, but being a idol-worthy father, somebody that my child can look up to.
Right. That's important, man.
And it starts with your daily discipline.
I won't have my nephew, looking up to some hooligan.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And being able to be that example for Max right now is near practice, and it's practice for what we preach, and it's building the disciplinary habits for when we eventually become parents of our own.
Yeah. So. Yep. 100%.